Hey everybody, welcome back to Home Buying 101. My name is Joseph and I'm here to help you master your knowledge of buying and selling homes to make more money and grow your wealth through real estate. In today's video, what we're going to be covering is how much money you need to make in order to buy a $300,000 home. As many of you know, buying a home is one of the most significant financial decisions we'll ever make in our lives. And with the cost of housing on the rise, it can be difficult to understand how much money we need to make each year to afford the house of our dreams or just a house in general. But by using a mortgage calculator, we can actually understand how much money we need to make each year to afford the type of home that we want and the price range that we're comfortable with. Now, the first step obviously in this is to find a mortgage calculator. One of the best ways to do this is to go on a place you might know called Google and search for mortgage calculator. Now, my suggestion is to search for a mortgage calculator with taxes because obviously we want to know if we're going to have taxes every year on our particular home, which we will. We want to make sure that the type of money that we're looking to be paying each month actually takes that into account. Now, once we find a mortgage calculator that we like, they're typically going to ask for 5 different pieces of information that help them determine what the mortgage will be each month. Now, these 5 pieces of information are typically the home price, the down payment, the property tax, the interest rate, and your credit score. Now, for this example, I'm going to use a home that I found in Chicago, some random $300,000 home, because of course that's the price point that we're looking at. And then I'm going to also blur out the information, but you can go look for a house in Chicago if you're interested in looking at a house in Chicago, or look up a $300,000 house in your particular market. Now, also for this video, we're going to be using an FHA loan because what that typically does, it gives us a 3.5% down payment. And then it also allows us to put the least amount of money out of pocket that we can for a down payment. The other thing we're going to be doing is going to be using a 30-year fixed loan rather than a variable. Look at a fixed loan. And then what we're going to be doing as well is using 5.5% as our interest rate. Now, that's going to vary. So obviously you want to make sure you put in the proper interest rate at the time of you watching this video and at the time that you're getting ready to purchase a home. Now, the cool thing is once you enter all the needed information that the calculator requests, it's going to spit out a monthly payment that you will be looking at if you decide to purchase a home like this with all the information you've entered. Now, keep in mind, this is just one part of the equation. Now, in order to get a better idea of exactly how much money we need to make each year to afford a $300,000 home, specifically in Chicago for this example, we'll also want to add in our total monthly debts so we know exactly how much payment that we're making each month toward our debts. Now, typically when it comes to debts, these are typically loans like your student loans, maybe a car loan, or maybe even a furniture loan. And these are the things that we need to make sure we have an account for and understand so that we can make sure that it gives us a more accurate picture of exactly how much money we're going to need to make. Now, for the purpose of this video specifically, we're going to say all your debts are zero. Now, again, whenever you're getting ready to speak to a mortgage lender, make sure you have all your debt payments ready to go so they can understand and look at the process and assess everything so that it's seamless for you whenever you get ready to purchase this home for your specific scenario. Now, once we have our estimated mortgage payment and our total monthly debt payments added up, we'll want to move over to another calculator that I highly recommend, which is a required income calculator. Now, just like our previous calculator, you can find one of these by simply searching for it on Google. And all you're going to search is required income calculator. Generally speaking, in today's market, most lenders are going to require roughly a 43% debt to income ratio. But again, each lender and each part of the market, whenever it's changing, and date and time is going to be important. So make sure whenever you're doing this, you're looking online and speaking to a lender to make sure you know exactly what debt to income ratio you're going to need. So in other words, our debt can't be more than 43% of our total income. Now, keep in mind, we're taking a look at an FHA loan, so the requirements may be different for a conventional loan. So now that we've done this, we have our calculator ready. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper to understand exactly how much we need to make each month to afford this home. Okay, now that we have our required income calculator open, we're going to take a look at some specific things. We're going to make sure that we have a $300,000 house input. We're going to make sure that we also have $10,500, so $300,000 times 3.5% for an FHA loan. And then we're going to put a 5.5% or whatever interest rate, whenever you're watching this video, is available to you. Put that in. And then we're going to do a 30-year fixed loan. And what's going to happen is it's going to spit out $82,045 per year is what you'll need to make in order to afford a $300,000 house. So now that we have that specific number, $82,045 per year, we take that and we divide it by 12 to get our monthly total income that we need in order to afford a $300,000 house. Now that we've divided that number by 12, it comes out to $6,837 per month. What I want you to do is take a breather and think, oh, if I'm married to somebody, I have a spouse, whatever your situation is, if you are going in to buy this house with somebody, it actually can be a combined income in order to be able to afford this house. So you don't need to make $82,045 by yourself. If you do, fantastic. But if you don't, and you're married to somebody, maybe you're 2 school teachers, then you can actually afford a $300,000 house with your 2 incomes combined. Now, although this is a rough estimate, this gives us a general idea of how much money we need to make each month and each year to afford a $300,000 house. Now, if it were me, I would still go in and speak with the lender after I have these calculations, because they're going to have more detail and more access to information that we as general public just don't have access to. Now, what I want to do is give you some ideas how to be able to afford either more house or give us more purchasing power whenever we're getting ready to buy a house. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this is to pay off more debt. So if you have expendable income that you're making each month, you want to make sure you do that, because that actually lowers our total debts, which gives us more room to buy more house. Now, another way to do this is to increase your credit score. And I see a lot of buyers doing this today. What that does is it actually lowers your interest rate, and then it also decreases your total monthly mortgage payment. Another thing to keep in mind with this particular video is this was based on a traditional mortgage. There are other programs that are out there like down payment assistance programs or renting to own, depending on the state, that can actually make the mortgage even lower each month. In summary, buying a home can be a daunting task, but by starting with an online mortgage calculator, it gives us a rough estimate of exactly how much we need to make each year and each month to afford the price range that we're looking in, say $300,000, and feel more comfortable moving forward with speaking with a lender. And then moving forward, things like improving our credit score, paying off debt will give us more options whenever we're getting ready to buy a house, and actually give us a lower monthly payment. The other thing that we can look at, again, is looking at other options whenever it comes to the type of mortgage we're getting, whether it's a rent to own or looking into a down payment assistance program that you might be able to qualify for. So in today's video, you got to find out exactly how much you need to make to buy a $300,000 house in today's market. Again, that could possibly change. However, if you found this video helpful and interesting and you want to see more videos like this one where we help you figure out exactly how much house you can afford, or other home buying tips whenever it comes to buying and selling real estate to build your wealth, make sure you click on one of our videos right here.